Welcome already to another edition of W 2006, and it's time for Mayhem 2006, one of our bigger pay-per-views of the year, as we're going to have the finals of the Mayhem tournament, the big Monty Brown Kanyon World title match, and much, much more, as we start off with the opening video, focusing, of course, on the 7 competitors left in the Mayhem tournament: Chuck Palumbo, Kurt Angle, Ken Anderson, Eddie Guerrero, Kaz, AJ Styles, Leppan, as you focus on their, their run into the quarterfinals, along with then, of course, Monty Brown versus Kanyon. Of course, their confrontation on Live with Reeves and Kelly. Monty Brown going after Kanyon. Goldberg versus Billy Ray, some of them brawling and eliminating each other. And of course, the Raven Fall Angel feud, along with other stuff going on, as this opening video gets us a 70. We have our first match of the evening, and it's part of the Mayhem tournament as AJ Styles takes on Leppan. Of course, AJ Styles recently lost the title to Monty Brown last month at Bash to the Beach and is looking for a way to get another title shot, where Leppan, the former cocky U.S. champion, goes in here looking for a way to, surprise everybody by beating a former world champion, the AKA face runs place, and win the Mayhem tournament. Back and forth match right from the start, of course, sort of like, Styles gets to play underdog babyface here, as Leppan gets to play a bit of a powerhouse, tossing Styles around, hitting a few big moves. Early Samoan drop, followed by a corner clothesline into a bulldog from Leppan. He starts working on Styles' necks and shoulder early on, setting up for the key lock. Tries a slap on a sleeper hold, but Styles blocks it. Styles goes back on offense, hitting a couple of quick DDTs, a few drop kicks, springboard knee strike, all that fun stuff. Goes for the Pele kick in the corner. Leppan gets out of the way. Leppan hits a quick sort of basically power slam, followed by a running back elbow into the corner, and then pulls Styles up, plays the ground, pulls him into an arm wrench, pulls him for a spine buster, but AJ turns that into a modified, what is it? The only, oh god, I'm forgetting Jericho's move for his Codebreaker, even though we don't call that, of course. Styles hits a quick aside moonsault for a near fall. Hits a springboard DDT, then does a quick kick up, goes for a Frankensteiner, but Leppan is ready for him, turns it into a sit-down powerbomb, and then he rolls into a big lariat, picks him up, inverted key lock, as Styles tries to get out. He eventually gets to the ropes, but Styles continues to be a heel, beating him down. He tries to set up for the Snapmare driver, but AJ blocks it, rolls it out of the way, hits a quick Ushiguri, and then hits a big diving knee drop, picks him up, sends him to the corner, Pele kick. Leppan stumbles out, final blitz, 2 punches, kick to the thigh, swing back fist, discus lariat to take him down, goes to the outside, phenomenal forearm, but Leppan is ready for him, gets out of the way, and Styles eats dirt. Leppan picks him up, snap suplex, transitions into a quick German suplex to drop him down. Leppan actually goes up to the second rope, diving crossbody for a near fall, hits another big lariat, goes for the Leppan's end, hangman face bunder, but AJ blocks it, turns into a Northern Light suplex. AJ is ready for him, and then hits a quick, Hurricane DDT, goes to the outside, phenomenal forearm to a big pop, picks him up, Styles clash, 1, 2, 3, and a little under 15 minutes, AJ picks up the win here, and advances to the finals of the Mayhem tournament in a 79, 88 for AJ, Leppan for 87, only downside was basically a bit of a, low heat, so that hurt the match a little bit, and some other stuff, I think. Yeah, basically, stamina slightly, and AJ's inconsistency. Post-match, AJ celebrates to the cheers of the crowd. That gets a 70. And yes, AJ is into the second round, into the ladder match 4-way finals. And move forward here on Mayhem. And now it's time for our second match of the Mayhem tournament tonight, as it's Kaz versus Ken Anderson in the finals. As this match really expects as you go. Anderson trying brawling from the start. Kaz doing some flying around, some quick strikes to slow Anderson down. Anderson actually gets to play sort of like a big time strong babyface, throwing Kaz around. Stacy Keibler tries to distract the referee, but, Anderson pushes the referee and actually pushes Stacy down to a pop because this is still 2006. Then Anderson hits a quick face wash, hits a knee lift, goes for the Green Bay plunge, but Kaz turns into a DDT. Kaz goes back on offense, hits a quick big strikes, goes for the kick head. Anderson ducks under, hits a big side suplex, big strikes. Continue, both men fight. Go to the outside. Kaz actually gets the advantage. Anderson actually gets the advantage rather, hits a big spear on the outside, goes for the rolling Green Bay plunge on the outside, hits it, picks him up for another one. Stacy Keibler, gets in the way. Anderson puts him down, goes after. That allows Kaz to come from behind. Drop kick to the back of the knee. Rolls Anderson bin. Hits him with a few big kicks to the boos from the crowd. Sends him for the kick to the head. But at the last second, Anderson gets out of the way. But Kaz hits him with a drop kick to the face right afterwards. And actually picks him up and hits a huge suplex on the bigger man. Tries to lock him into the Kaz mission. But Anderson fights him off, puts him up, electric chair submission, runs to the back of the corner, hits a big running bulldog, both man down, ref counts to 10, Anderson slowly gets up, Kaz rushes him, Anderson rushes Kaz pulls ropes down, Anderson on the outside, Kaz has a big suicide drive on Kaz, and Stacy Keibler distracts referee, out comes Kenzo Suzuki and Yang for the 3-on-1, but Kenzo Suzuki and Yang goes for a big running sort of dive on Anderson, but Anderson catches him, fall away slam into the ringside area, hits the mic check on Suzuki on the outside, and then Kaz, but that allows Kaz to come in from behind with a big kick to the back of the head, throws Kaz in, Kaz goes another kick to the head, but Anderson is ready at the last second, ducks under, hits a big green plate plunge, but as he's picking him up, the ref gets in the way, the ref gets knocked down. Anderson actually hits the SCO, and as he's setting up for another one, as the ref slowly recovers, in comes Alex Wright from behind, attacks Anderson from behind, picks him up, double arm DT right in the middle of the ring, and then as the ref recovers, Kaz slowly gets up, boom, kick to the head, 1, 2, 3. Your winner, and advancing into the second round, into the finals of the main tournament, is Kaz. 89, really good match. Kaz gets a 93, Anderson gets an 82. And if you look over things, hot crowd, really good stuff as Kaz celebrates afterwards to a, not want to advance too far, to a 66, as we move on to our final match of these quarterfinals. And next up is, of course, the next match in this long-running feud as Kurt Angle takes on Palumbo once again. And this match is a different style than their previous matches, as before it was big old fights and brawls. And this Palumbo is actually trying to slow Angle down right from the start, dropping him down to holds, well, not holds, but sort of takedowns, really dropping knees, legs, big shoulder blocks on the fallen Angle, trying to slow him down, trying to keep things, slow down, as, Palumbo knows if Angle goes full on into, Angle killer mode, he's screwed, and actually goes right after Angle's neck to the boos of the crowd. Angle fights back though, with his own takedowns and moves into submissions, but Palumbo's near the ropes and is ready for him. Eventually, Angle takes advantage. It's a couple big suplexes, but it guys for the Angle slam. Basically, Palumbo goes, scratches the eyes, takes advantage, sends Angle to the corner, hits a running big boot, hits the diving shoulder block, and then, instead of going for the finisher, actually just takes down Angle into another hold on the corner, and then big knee drop, big elbow drop to the neck, big leg drop right across the neck to the boos of the crowd, and then slowly picks Palumbo up, overhead belly to belly, check deluxe, hits another big boot, and then sends Angle to the outside to the boos of the crowd, as, still slowing things down, slowly rolls out the outside up about the count of 5, continues to go after Angle's neck on the outside, sending him into the ring barrier, into the ring post, then sends him inside, goes for the thriller drop, the split into Samoan drop, but Angle's ready for it, slips out of it, hits a quick kick to the gut wrench suplex, belly to back suplex, German suplex, belly to belly suplex, but he hits the big Angle slam right in the middle of the ring, slaps on the ankle lock, but Palumbo is just too close to the ropes and manages to get to it. Angle tries to block it back off, but Palumbo kicks him off. Thriller drop, boom, picks him over the full throttle, 1, 2, Angle kicks out right before 3. Palumbo, is frustrated, actually, goes after his neck again, goes for another thriller drop, Angle blocks it, turns it into a belly-to-belly, hits another huge belly-to-back suplex, and then a couple German suplexes in a row. Angle hits the Angle slam, tries to lock on the ankle lock, Palumbo kicks him off again, but Angle turns her right back on, slaps it on again, turns her right into the super ankle lock as he grapevines it, And with nowhere to go, Jack Palumbo has to tap out right in the middle of the ring in a little over 18 minutes. As this gets an 89, Angle gets a 97, Palumbo gets an 87, some slight issues near the end. But Kurt Angle is the final man to advance to the Final Four, which means our finals is going to be Eddie Guerrero, AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Kaz in a 4-way ladder match. You think that might be alright? And go celebrate and get its a 70. And next up is the big 6-women's tag. I mean, this match, sort of been building up for a while here, as of course, Captivation will be feuding with Tricia basically since they showed up. Of course, Lizzy Dumas eventually got kicked out as leadership as Penny Grable took over as part of Penny Grable's feud with Tricia. Lizzy and Tricia started teaming up, and then they challenged the Captivation to a 6-woman tag match at the last Nitro before the pay-per-view. And as Captivation was worried about being at a woman advantage, Joanie Laurer made her first return for the first time since March, returning to the ring as it sets up that 6-woman tag. And this match is sort of what you expect. Like, honestly, I don't want to say a squash match, but basically the heels are here to bump around for the baby faces. They get their advantage. Like, Lizzy gets her stuff in, does a little bit of brawling. Penny Grable gets a couple big bulldogs down on her TV. Actually, it's a gender role chaos theory on Lizzy Dumas late for a near fall, but eventually things break up. And Joanie Laurer gets tagged in, and she gets to run wild near the end. Big boot on Desiree, big boot on Lexi James, big boot on Penny Grable. And eventually what happens is all the baby faces are able to come in, big brawl. Tricia Skye, it hits a chick kick on Desiree to send her out of the ring. Lexi James ends up eating a twist of fate from Lizzy Dumas. And then with Penny Grable, all on her own, with nowhere to go, Tricia Skye hits the Sky's the Limit Lexi, and then Joanie Laurer hits a huge powerbomb. Lizzy Dumas goes up top, moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Nothing fancy here. 6-woman tag, babyfaces go over in a 77, better than some of its parts. Joanie gets a 71, Tricia gets a 69, Lizzy gets a 61, Desiree gets a 70, Lexi gets a 58, Penny Grable gets a 62, and yeah, this is our storytelling match. But yeah, interesting. Desiree actually got the best. That's my tell something about the future. And post-match, babyfaces celebrate to the cheers of the crowd as this gets a 68. And yeah, honestly, backstage stuff, unfortunately, I don't want to say, Captivation, this version of Captivation hasn't really worked, but they'll be moving to sort of something different here soon enough, probably in the next couple months, as also, our babyfaces move on to something else in the women's division, as it gets a bit of a shakeup as we move forward here. But yeah, fun stuff, in our first non-tournament match of the evening as we move forward here on Mayhem. And next up is a match you can honestly say was just sort of thrown together, honestly. It is what it is. Shelton, of course, has been a fighting champion, after beating Titus Tomko, after beating Cash and Titus Tomko on Revolution Nitro. Lance Storm came out, basically, pointing out the belt, made the challenge, but then Austin Aries got upset at Revolution GM Teddy Long, and he was out of the match. And now it's time for this triple threat defense for Shelton's 4th defense since winning the title. And honestly, this is a spot fest. This is just everybody going full tilt for 12-13 minutes. Not a lot of psychology here. Lance Storm does the best to keep things involved, and basically, he's in the ring for most of the match, trying to keep these younger guys. Spins isn't really good, and Storm isn't it's sort of like having some bad what's we're looking for? Bad momentum, but, crowd doesn't really buy either guy winning, but still a really fun spot fest as, Aries gets to hit his big moves. He hits a big, big, pendulum elbow on Fulk, hits the Rolling Firecrackers carry slam on Benjamin. I'm sure he'll get interesting yelling afterwards. Hits a big STO for near fall on Storm. Benjamin comes in, some big suplexes. Eventually, he goes for eventually Aries hits a big sort of discus clothesline on Benjamin for near fall. Storm comes in. Storm is able to hit super kicks of doom. Actually hits a spinning heel kick and locks on a cable maple leaf on Shelton. Aries comes in, actually locks on the triangle choke on Shelton, and eventually Storm breaks it up, then kicks Aries in the head. Back and forth match. Benjamin eventually comes in, belly suplexes, German suplex, big Samoan drop on Aries. Storm comes in for a super kick and actually hits a big missile drop kick on Benjamin, rolls through for a sharpshooter. Aries lines him out of that. Aries goes for and nails the brainbuster on Storm. Aries goes up top, but as he's going for the 450, Benjamin rushes over, and as you can see him double time, climbs up, big belly-to-belly superplex on Aries, knocking him out. Storm comes over, Benjamin ducks under, belly-to-belly, stinger splash, pay dirt, 1, 2, 3, and making his 4th defense of the U.S. title is Shelton Benjamin. This gets an 81, Benjamin gets a 77, Storm gets a 60, Aries gets a 59. Let's see here. Yeah, high title 50s. Benjamin was slightly fatigued. I might have to, when I move over to TW9, I might mess with some people's stamina, because Shelton Benjamin should not be being penalized for this. He should be able to go 13 minutes, high spots, without a problem. This is 2006 Shelton Benjamin afterward. Well, regardless, Benjamin celebrates, gets a 68, as we move forward here on Mayhem. Next up is a big tag team match, as it's the tag team tornado strap match between America's Most Wanted and Syndicate. Your two people being strapped together are Harris and Noble and Storm and Gordy. And basically, this is just a fight all over right from the start. We get some double teams from both teams, but they can't really do much of double teams because obviously they're strapped together. But we get some spots where, Gordy is down, so Harris and Storm strap the hell out of Noble. Then eventually Storm is down. Eventually Harris is down, so Storm gets struck the hell out of him. We get some brawling in the ring between Noble and Harris. Noble trying to lock him into a submission hold with the help of a strap. Eventually Storm pulls him out. But that brings Harris along. All 4 men on the in the ringside area. We get some spots with the strap. Both men teaming up. Harris down, so Storm gets double clothesline with the strap. Eventually, Storm and Harris actually hit a version of the of sort of their death sentence, as Harris is able to bear hug Noble, and Harris is able to sort of drag Gordy along and hit a version of a leg drop. It's more of a leg drop after Storm hits a spinebuster more than the actual finish here. We get Harris actually hitting the catatonic on Noble late, but Gordy making managed to making the save after knocking down Storm. Storm hits a big suplex, followed by the 8-second ride on Gordy, but Noble's able to make the save. Things break down, and eventually, just the babyface take over. Got a couple big moves. Harris hits the huge catatonic right in the middle of the ring. Storm pulls Gordy down to stop him from saving. 1, 2, 3. AMW get the win here in a little under 14 minutes to an 82. Gordy gets a 76. Noble gets a 79. Storm gets an 81. Harris gets a 74. Let's see here. Did anything really hurt the match? No, just low morale. Yeah, consistency, low morale, bit of a low heat. I mean, just basically low heat is it's under I think probably 85 or whatever. But really good match here. Yeah, that makes sense for the match. And post-match, after they get unstrapped, AMW celebrate to the cheers of the crowd, and just put over. These make them the number 1 contenders for the upcoming Nitro Fall Brawl pay-per-view. And then get our next big match as Fallen Angel attempts to get redemption from Raven. This is all set up. Fallen Angel was gone for months, finally made his return, going after Raven. Raven says everyone will kneel. Fallen Angel says he'll never re-kneel, and he's looking for redemption. And of course, both, Raven let the nest, eventually feuded with Deadpool, all that fun stuff. And now the buzzing for the last few weeks, but everything comes down to here. And this match was a mess as you expect. Plenty of mayhem, plenty of craziness. We get canes, we get chairs, and ref sort of lets it go. Fallen Angel, tries his big moves, tries to fight back, hits a big, sort of modified Urangi. Urangi hits the best moves as well before near fall, goes for the Angel Wings, but Raven fights out of it. Eventually, both Redrum and Prophet get involved, but Fallen Angel actually takes them out with a big dive on the outside. But that allows Morgan, eventually, and Fallen Angel looks like he's about to get the win. Hits a big Angel Wings on the chair, but just as he's about to get the pinfall loss, Morgan, jumps up on the ring apron. Fallen Angel comes over, Raven comes from behind, hits a chop block. Chair gets back inside. Big DDT, big pile driver, followed by the even flow DDT on the chair, and Raven gets the pinfall in about 13 minutes. With that, And unfortunately, had a slight mistake as I should have like paced out like at a Wild Brawl, then I had this set up as a Mayhem, so made that mistake. I should have had like the next match next before that, but shit happens. What can you do? This gets a 79, Raven gets a 72, Fallen Angel gets an 85. Fallen Angel's held by the chaotic nature, but I think Raven was actually helped. Yeah, Raven has declining physical ability, which sets up some of this, what's happening here. But of course, as you'd expect, the beatdown is on afterwards. We got a 3-on-1 beatdown. Fallen Angel trying to fight back, but just as it looks like Raven is about to finally finish him off, the hum starts again. Raven freaks out, but then the lights go out. The spotlight is up at the top of the, rafters, and there's Sting on screen for the first time since March. As he comes down, when he was like basically giving Evolution and Flair advice on fighting the Nest, and he was inducted into the Hall of Fame at Starrcade 05, and his really like last big match was against Kidman a month before he basically cashed in, where Kidman hit a big concerto on Sting, basically taking him out. And now it seems to be back as he rappels down to the ring, makes a save, and fights off. And eventually, and Fallen Angel and Sting have a stare down, as of course, as Morningstar, he had a lot of fights with Sting himself. As this gets an 80, and Sting is basically, maybe back, maybe not, who knows? We'll just have to see on Nitro. Oops, forgot that. It's time for a big match as Goldberg takes on Bully Ray. Of course, Bully Ray's looking for respect. Goldberg was looking for another shot to get Eddie Guerrero right here at Mayhem, and after what happened at Great American Bash. But they fought to a double Goldberg. Bully Ray fought to a double countout, and this led to this match being signed, one fall to a finish. Not officially no countout DQ, but basically relaxed rules. And they go right at each other from the start. Like, this is not a pretty match. This is two guys who might not actually like each other out of kayfabe a bit. And Bully Ray pulls out all the stops. He brawls. He pulls in a chair. He hits a big boot. He hits the diving double axe handle. He hits a big side slam on Goldberg. He hits a Samoan drop on Goldberg. He hits the big boot. He goes to the second rope and hits the big diving clothesline onto Goldberg. Picks him up. Bully bomb. 1, 2. Goldberg kicks out. Bully Ray actually sets up a table, kicks him in the gut, goes for the powerbomb. Goldberg blocks it. Goldberg blocks it again. Goldberg fights out of it. Big fight, big fight. Table gets thrown to the outside. Cable gets pushed to the outside. Bully goes for a big lariat. Goldberg ducks under. Boom! Spear. Picks up, and Goldberg, Bully Ray slowly gets up. Actually goes after him. Goldberg hits the big curve gut wrench suplex. Hits a big boot. And then, big kick to the head. Bret Hart loves that. Goldberg, Bully Ray so gets solely. Another big spear, but Bully Ray gets out of the way. Goldberg eats the corner. Slides out, rolls out of the ring. Bully Ray sets up the table on its side against the ringside area. Is about to sets Goldberg up for it. Goes for a spear of his own. Goldberg gets out of the way. Bully Ray goes for the table. Goldberg tosses him in. Spear, jackhammer. 1, 2, 3. Goldberg gets the win. 83 from both men. 90 overall despite not clicking. Bully Ray's gimmick is also stale, so that's interesting. So yeah, short match length, but also probably too much longer, and Goldberg would have been hurt by it. But yeah, fun stuff. And yeah, really good win here for Goldberg. Really good match. Honestly, a lot better than I expected. And proof you can have a really good match even people don't click if they're over enough and then the crowd is heated enough. 72 for the celebration as a big win here for Goldberg here at, oh god, I forgot to, okay, this is supposed to be in Seattle, and by the way, yeah, as you can see, this is supposed to be Seattle. I forgot to reset it after the, yeah, shit. This is like I've had 2 pay-per-views in the Northwest, and both times I forgot to set it in the Northwest. That is some sort of weird curse thing, because ironically I live in Seattle. I don't know what's that about. Anyway, I'm rambling. But let's move over here on Mayhem. Next up is our World Women's Championship match as Celine Cartier takes on All Out Alyssa Alexander. And this is a slowly built match as we get some back and forth as Cartier hasn't, is still getting some cheers from the crowd. Alexander, of course, as the up and comer world champion, is getting some love, and we get some back and forth sort of basic wrestling. At the beginning, Cartier takes the advantage, hits a couple big machine gun chops, hits a big lariat, hits a face wash on Alexander, picks her up, big sort of stalling suplex, picks her up from that, goes to the second rope, diving headbutt for a near fall, picks her for a cradle DT, Alexander blocks that, hits a Northern Light suplex for a near fall, hits the reverse STO for a near fall, picks her up for an STO, Cartier fights out of that, turns that into a DDT of her own. Cartier actually locks on a sleeper right in the middle of the ring. Alexander slowly fights out of it, gets Cartier up on her shoulders, electric chair drop to a big pop, and then Alexander locks on a Fujiwara armbar, but Cartier is too close to the ropes. Cartier is slowly getting up. Alexander goes up to the top rope, missile drop kick, but Cartier is ready for it, blocks it. Cartier goes for a quick, picks her up, big backbreaker. Cartier actually goes up top, moonsault, 1, 2, kick out from Alexander, big pop for that. Cartier picks her up for the Slave. Alexander blocks that, turns that into a DDT, picks her straight up and rolls through into a Kondo clutch inverted cloverleaf. But Cartier slowly but surely gets to the ropes. Cartier, Alexander waits for a moment before blocking it, or before, letting go of the move. Picks her up for the Kudo driver. Cartier blocks it, turns that into a big suplex of her own, goes back on offense, big chops, big DDT, actually picks her up, hits a huge German suplex followed by a big boot, picks her up for the Slave. Alexander blocks that, turns that into a DDT again, rolls through, and goes for the air raid crash of her own. Boom! Cartier kicks out at 2.5. Alexander picks her up for the Kudo driver. Cartier blocks it, sends her into the corner, and then hits a big belly-to-back suplex. And then as sort of from the force of that, we get a turnbuckle falling off. Alexander rushes her again. Cartier gets out of the way. Alexander eats the turnbuckle, picks her up. Emerald Frozen, Slave, 1, 2, 3. Your winner and new World Women's Champion is Celine Cartier. As this gets an 82, 76 for Cartier, 71 for Alexander, and post match, Alexander gets up and she extends her hand, and Cartier actually shakes it, but then Cartier nails her with a lariat, picks her up another Slave to the boos of the crowd, and Cartier is now a heel. This gets a 70. Fun stuff. So yeah, good stuff here at Mayhem as we continue on. Next up is our World Tag Team title match, and this is basically perfectly executed, old school Southern tag match, as, basically it's O'Haire and Jindrak playing the power heels here and just beating the crap out. Basically it's, hey, here comes Matt Sydal. He gets a couple quick hot, flying moves. O'Haire and Jindrak beat him down for a couple minutes. Ray Jr. gets tagged in. He gets to be House of Fire, hitting a few big moves, but eventually, double team again. Jindrak using some big suplexes. O'Haire, dragging him down and holding him into hammer locks, arm locks, headlocks, slowing him down, keeping him, some big double team moves. And this is back and forth. Eventually looks like Ray and Sydal actually have a bit of a couple quick bits of offense. Ray hits a big Hurricanrana. Sydal comes in with a top rope Hurricanrana onto O'Haire of his own. Big double dives, but just as it looks like, the offense is going on, Ray Jr. goes for the springboard Hurricanrana onto O'Haire, but O'Haire catches him, turns it into a Widowmaker right in the middle of the ring. Sydal makes the big save at the last moment, but that is actually the doom here, as Jindrak and O'Haire both hit a big double lariat on Sydal, and then press slam him onto the outside, and then Jindrak gets tagged in. O'Haire hits another Widowmaker on Rey Mysterio Jr. Jindrak comes in, hits the marks of excellence. 1, 2, 3, and a basically clean victory for the Thrillers as they win the Tag Team Championships. 94 basically carried by Ray Jr. here. Sydal gets a 76, Ray gets a 94, Jindrak gets a 68, O'Haire gets a 75. Yeah. O'Haire and Jindrak have bad chemistry, but I don't care. Great match here. Basically carried by Ray Jr. And a very hot crowd. Because yeah, I have no other reason why this gets a 94. This is just one of those, okay, sure. Great moment here. Then Third Roller celebrate with the belts as this gets a 68. Fun stuff. And we got 2 matches left to go. The Mayhem ladder match, and of course, the world title match between Kanyon and Monty Brown. And now it's time. The called shot 4-way ladder match. And this match is exactly what you expect. Complete absolute insanity. Just everybody battling from the start. The first big spot is early on in the match as Styles hits a big phenomenal forearm onto Kaz as he's climbing early. Both men are dead. Both men basically like tilt and fall onto the bottom, and then that allows Angle and Guerrero to go after each other. Angle hits a early counter onto Eddie, sending him face first into the ladder that's leading into the corner. Angle hits a huge German suplex that sends Eddie to the outside. As Angle goes climbing up, Kaz recovers, knocks him down on the outside. We get some more back and forth action between all 4 men. Eventually, a ladder bridge is set up between the ring apron and the barricade by Kaz. As Styles and Eddie are brawling on the inside, are brawling near the ropes. Kaz comes over, springboards in from the apron, hits a big drop kick, which knocks both men over the top onto the ladder bridge. Kaz gets advantage, but eventually AJ comes in. AJ takes advantage, comes in with a Pele kick, climbs the ladder. Kaz comes back, suplexes him down. Angle makes a save as Kaz climbs up. As then Styles comes over and Styles and Angle look at each other. They work together for a moment, hitting a huge suplex off the ladder on the Kaz. But as they were raising the ladder, AJ uses the ladder to hit a Pele kick on Angle, knocking him down and going for beating the climb. Eddie recovers, knocks him down. But then Kaz stops in. The heels stop the battle. And then AJ makes a save. Kaz and AJ work together, hitting a big double DDT on Eddie. And then, but then Kaz goes after AJ as they're battling him. That allows Eddie to actually come from behind with a smaller ladder and attacking both men. Then getting to climb the ladder with the smaller ladder, trying to fight off Kaz and AJ. But as Eddie is getting to near the top, Angle climbs the other side, knocking Eddie off the ladder to the floor, to a big pop. But then as Angle is climbing, Kaz climbs up and hits a modified DDT to the floor. And then, Eddie has finally recovered, but AJ's ready for him. And, as he's climbing, instead of going to the top, as he sees Eddie on the outside, he hits a huge 450 on the outside. All 4 men are down. And as they're slowly getting up, Kaz and AJ get up first. Kaz comes in, hits a big kick to the head, and then throws AJ over with a big tiger suplex onto the ladder. But then, as Kaz is climbing up to the top, Kurt Angle is in. He hits a huge Olympic slam off the ladder into the corner. Both men are down. AJ recovers again, gets up, swinging the ladder, and then Eddie slides another ladder underneath the structure, and then tilts the first ladder over to make AJ lose his balance. Eddie sets up the other ladder and then begins to climb it, but Angle stops him with a big, modified, basically a low blow. Huge suplex. All 4 men down again. Eventually, all 4 men are using both ladders side by side. AJ and Kaz are fighting at the top. Eddie and Angle are beginning to climb up. Kaz grabs AJ for superplex, and Eddie hits a huge powerbomb on Kaz. All 4 men are down. Again, we're getting near the end of the match. AJ goes for a Styles Clash onto the fallen ladder, but Kaz blocks it, hits a electric chair trap onto the ladder. Both men are down. Eddie sets up on the ladder again, goes to begin to fake the ladder as Angle chases him. As Angle ascends, Eddie jumps off the ladder, as he's only gone up about halfway, and then tips the ladder as Angle crashes onto the floor. And then as Kaz and AJ are still fighting on the outside, Kaz positions a ladder basically on the outside, and AJ goes up. Kaz goes to the ringside barrier. Boom! Leg drop onto the ladder, but AJ rolls out of the way, and Kaz is basically out. AJ and Eddie are fighting. AJ hits the big forearm to the inside, picks Eddie up. Boom! Styles clash. Rolls through. He begins to climb up. And just as AJ is at the top, and he's actually basically undone the briefcase, Eddie comes out of nowhere with a huge spear from the top rope onto the ladder, knocking both men down. And then Eddie is down. Eddie sets up the ladder, slowly climbs up, grabs the mostly undone briefcase, and is your winner here. And the winner of the call shot is Eddie Guerrero. A 93. So I had Kaz do a crazy bump, and it doesn't look great. Spinal disalignment. That's what we call bad. But hey, I'm gonna be blunt here. Kaz was the guy with my least plan for the rest of the year, so I had him take it. I'm sorry, buddy. But Eddie celebrates with the call shot to a 69. 93 overall. Eddie got a 97. I think Eddie got a 96. Kaz got a 91, mostly because of injury. Eddie got a 93. Great freaking match. So a few thoughts here. I was thinking about doing, instead of these four, doing Kenny Anderson versus Angle versus AJ versus Leppan, as that would give basically AJ sort of like a fall feud, sort of build into Starrcade, and then Wright would get involved here and cause Anderson. But I figured I would just go for the great match and see what happened. So here we are. Time for the main event. Kanyon comes out. 70, as the announcers put over, he's coming in injured after he attacked from Monty Brown. Also in real life, well, not in real life, but in game, Kanyon got injured at a house show, so I'm, feeding that off. And then Monty Brown comes down to the ring, with the title as the, alpha male Syndicate continues. So let's go on. It's time for the main event. And this match is exactly what you expect. So, backstage stuff, obviously, like I said, Kanyon was injured. Kanyon was never going to go over here. But this, it was just going to be a lot more open and much more like a wild brawl here. But here, this is basically Kanyon playing pure injured babyface and Monty Brown playing, monster heel. Kanyon gets his spots in, we get a big brawl from the start. Kanyon, gets to look good. Actually, it's a sort of, suicide dive if he can hit it. Takes advantage, but Monty Brown takes over. Does his power spots. Actually hits a big explorer suplex. Hits the over shoulder swinging side slam for near fall. Then picks him up into a sit down alpha bomb for near fall. He goes for a pounce early, but Kanyon gets out of the way. Boom. Hits the big flatliner. Rolls through. Kanyon cutter. 1, 2. Monty Brown kicks out. Kanyon picks him up again for another Kanyon cutter. Monty Brown pushes him off. Hits a big side suplex, and then goes back back on offense. Kanyon tries to fight him off. We hit another late. Kanyon gets sent into the corner. Monty Brown big clothesline. Another big clothesline as Kanyon stumbles out. Big belly suplex. But then as Monty Brown rushes in for a big splash, Kanyon gets out of the corner. Goes for the Kanyon cutter again. Monty Brown blocks it, turns that into the alpha bomb. Kanyon stumbles up. Pounce. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and still World Heavyweight Champion is Monty Brown here. So 86 for Monty, 83 for Kanyon. Like I said, Kanyon was injured, but really good match. Was hurt probably by the injury. 80 overall. I think the only thing that was really hurt the match was the injury and physical ability. And then post-match, Monty Brown celebrates for the title as the alpha male since he has continued. This gets a 72. And let's see here. Overall, the show itself gets a 83. Okay. Okay. So, Kaz, buddy, I'm sorry. Okay. Otherwise, who did a lot better than I expected? Honestly, Chuck, great job. And hey, Brother Ray, great job. So we'll go through the post-match stuff here, and let's see what happens. So again, just as a reminder, this loads up. Next thing will be the 4th week of August, and then SummerSlam, and then we'll move things over to TEW9. So however that takes to move over. I've done some ideas, but I'll need to do some edits and such to set the game rolled up correctly, so it might take a little while. And I'll have some other basically fill-in stuff while I get that all built up. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, yay, big buy rate. Terry Taylor, yes, Rick Gordy's good. Bill. She's a woman, okay? Okay, yeah, okay. This is either going to be one of those weird injuries that sound bad, but he's out for 2 months, or he's out for a year. Okay, he's actually out for 2 months and 3 weeks, so I'm just going to let it happen. Because, yeah, that's, that's not the end of the world. It actually sort of builds into something I want to try. Because I'm doing some math in my head. September, so that actually sets up things perfectly. And I'm not going to click this surgery. I am, okay, let's see here. Who else? Who is unhappy as a result of the pay-per-view? Kaz. Okay, you are irritated. I'm guessing because you were, okay, nope. Paul London, I think you have more else. Are you more upset because you're off? Okay, you're not because of the pay-per-view. Joanie Laurer, let's see here. You're just annoyed because you're annoyed. Okay, so that's all fine. Nothing new. Season finale. So yeah, I'm also probably do some changes to the deal I have because 83 should be fine for the deal I currently have. But regardless, let's see here. So titles. Still, your world champion is Monty Brown. Your new world tag team champions are Shawn and Mark Jindrak, winning their 3rd tag titles reigns. Still your women's world champion, and the 2-time champion is now Celine Cartier. The Mayhem tournament winner is Eddie Guerrero. And of course, Cassie O'Reilly, Mayhem Busick, and Sonny did not defend the titles. A quick look at creative. Angle, Goldberg, Ray Jr., RVD Guerrero are our top 5. Who's hot is Monty, Macias, Goldberg, Billy Ray, Kaz. Only not hot is Ric Flair, only because he's just not there. Next big things include Angel Fox, Jeff Hardy, Leppan, Paul and Yang. Hot prospects include Angel Fox, Alyssa Alexander, Lexi James, Lada Vaz, and Dave Colt. It looks like I have a good women's division. So yeah. If I'm just going to look at the roster here real quick. Okay, AJ. How are you doing, buddy? Popeyes, AJ. Okay, so AJ dropped a little bit, mostly because, he's not the world champ. Let's see here. Did you take any hurt? Let's see, did Alexander lose anything big from doing the drop here? I don't think so. Okay, kind of actually. Worse than I actually thought from doing the job. That's unfortunate. We'll have to rebuild her. Let's see. Goldberg. Goldberg's Goldberg. Let's see here. Bully Ray. I'm guessing, 81 might also be, I think, his cap here. Oops, that's his history. Let's see here. Yeah, 81 might be his pop cap, at least in a TEW20. Okay, Celine Cartier, did you gain any advantage from winning? Okay, couple points, so she's back where she was. Palumbo. Ooh, Palumbo might have lost some points from doing the job here, survey says. No, okay, he's the same, basically where he's been. Let's see here. Eddie, my friend, how much did you help by winning the main event here? Okay, I mean, again, 87 might be his pop cap as well. Let's see here. Laurer, Joanie, let's see here. Okay, yeah, I mean, she's basically as over as she's always been. Kanyon, did you lose any pop by dropping the Kanyon? I don't think you did. Okay, you dropped a point, that's fine. Kaz, buddy, old pal. I'm sorry I injured you. That's on me. I'm a terrible booker. I'm a mean person, and I should have not done that. Let's see here. Anybody else? Did Anderson lose anything by dropping the Kaz? I don't think so. Or did he gain any from having a great match? Nope, he's where he's always been. Angle's still super over. Yeah, Jindrak, I think 75 might be his pop cap, because I think he's been stuck at 75 for a while. Yeah, 75 is probably his pop cap, which honestly sounds about right for him. Did Matt Sydal lose any from dropping the tag belts? I hope not. Survey says, nope, he's fine. Good. He lost like a point, which, honestly, that's fair. Yeah, 84 is probably Monty's pop cap, unfortunately. Let's see here. Raven. Did Leppan gain anything from having a great match with AJ? I don't think he did, but we'll see. Okay, yeah, no. 76 might be his pop cap. Did Ray Jr. lose anything from dropping the title? Let's see here. Survey says... Okay, yeah, 4 points. I mean, that sounds about right. Let's see here. Anything else emote? Sean O'Hare, did you get anything back from winning the belt? No, he's about the same. Shelton, yeah, Shelton's doing fine. Sting is decently over still, so that's help for him coming back. And Fallen Angel, did you lose any points? I think you might have lost a couple points from doing... No, 80, and again, 83 might be his pop cap. And that is everybody I actually care about. Yep, alright, great. Let's just do this on screen so I don't forget about it. Tweak, there we go. So yeah, that's where we are. Again, like I said, next will be the last week of August. Then we'll do SummerSlam. Then we'll begin the phase of moving on to TEW 9. But that's for now. So if you've liked this, go and give it a like. Comment below what you're liking and not liking. Subscribe our channel for this. We're moving on to TEW 9 with this, my Pittsburgh Steel Wrestling series, which honestly is a little bit difficult to do. I might have to rework, or again. I also have some other series, sort of like the fill in the void while I'm moving this over to TEW 9, and plenty of other stuff possibly. But that's it for now. So talk to you later, and adios. Have a good one.